The criteria that we chose to grade our websites on was based on how simple the interface is when you first look at it, as you first open the page. The second one we picked was how many clicks does it take to get somewhere, because they used to believe that the user only wanted to utilize 3 clicks to get anywhere on the page when they were looking for something. The third one we picked for was when you're looking at the homepage of the website, does the purpose of it make sense to you? Like, do you know why you're here, or can you quickly see what you're looking for? If you're more familiar with the site, are you able to quickly identify the search bar so you can find what you're easily looking for? When you first open the website, is the layout of the page frustrating? Like, are you forced to shift through the content in order to find what is important? And the final criteria that we picked was, is it easy to scan down the page to quickly identify what's important and what's not? Our group picked 4 websites to look over, including the grading side of Blackboard, the website Newegg, website Wolfram Alpha, and the Nextech homepage. I'll be providing the recording over the Wolfram Alpha site. The first criteria that is how simple is the interface when you look at it, and we feel that the homepage is fairly simple. It clearly shows that the designers took time to lay out how the page would look, making the different areas of the web page very clear, and they provided the idea that you would need a minimal amount of clicks in order to get anywhere on the site. The second thing was the click thing. The third criteria was when you're on the home page of the website, the purpose of the website makes sense, and you can clearly see on the Wolfram Alpha site that it is a database geared towards helping people quickly find facts or information about something. The fourth criteria would be, are you quickly able to find the search bar? And on Wolfram Alpha, it happens to be the exact center of the page. When you first open it up, you're able to quickly identify where it is, and it is very prominent as the site, since it's a database is built for searching. The fifth criteria that we have is the how frustrating is the layout, and the Wolfram Alpha site is not frustrating at all. The designers took the time to make the colors contrast from each other so everything is clear, but it still does not provide any wear on the eyes to look at it. There is nothing that pops out and distracts you when you're scanning down the page, and which brings up the last criteria, where the content is very easy to scan, and if you were to open up one of the tabs, you can quickly scan down the page to find the different areas of it so that you can see what you're looking for. So as a group, we feel that this site has a very well-designed interface. It does not seem to need much, if any, change. The page is very easy to scan through, and you can quickly see what it's about. And since it was built as a database, you can easily identify where the search bar is and what you're looking for. And besides, it takes very few clicks to get anywhere on the site, as you can easily just search for it.
So for the 2 websites that I'm going to be doing is Blackboard, and the other one is going to be Nextech. The Blackboard website, how simple the interface is when you look at it. We're only going to be doing the mobile. The interface seems like it's simple, but as you can see here, everything is really clustered. And the scrolling here is actually happening because I'm using my scroll wheel, not because I'm trying to click and drag. If I try to click and drag, nothing happens. I can't navigate this at all. So the simplicity is clustered. I know what I want, so the easily to find is a no, because I know what I want, and like I said, I'm not able to do anything. How many clicks is irrelevant, because this does not work at all. I can't move. I can't go to another class. I can't check a grade. I can't do anything from here. Um, on the home page of the site, we're just doing grading. Um, that's what we decided on Blackboard because it is quite a big site. Um, it's horrific. Um, we tried this on a few different mobile devices and came up with the same results. Going to the desktop version is better. Um, there is no search bar on Blackboard. They use this as a search function. The home button, the schedule, grading, and calendar. Not sure what that is. This here, post. But we're not using that. We're just doing the grading. Uh, the layout of the page is in fact frustrating because, like I said, I can't navigate. Again, this is just mobile, and we're just doing grading. So, content easy to scan. No, the entire Blackboard grading mobile in a whole was a failure. However, on the desktop, it is a lot nicer. You can see what you're wanting. You can check out your other classes. They do have it quite worked out. A thing is that if you are looking at a grade or trying to figure out what suggestions on a grade are, it's pretty hard to actually figure that out because you have to go into the grade. You have to see that the number there is a clickable before you can go into this. So if you don't know that that's where you have to go to get notes or anything else that the instructor put on it, then it's near impossible to find. So that is Blackboard. So this is the Next Tech website. This is the third website we're doing. The simplicity of the interface, it's pretty complicated if you don't know what you're looking for. Being at the home page, you don't really see anything other than what we're seeing now, this advertisement that's scrolling. You can see plans and bundles up here. You see this navigation bar. You see this, but it doesn't seem like these aren't buttons, but they are. They all go to different things. And then the web page that most people are going to be wanting to look at or work with is going to be down here with the internet, TV, phone, wireless, and security based on what they're trying to find. So is it simple? Not particularly, especially if you are just getting on the website for the first time, and you're trying to find how much it costs for something, or what you're going to have to change, or if there's something cheaper or a bundle out there to make your package cheaper. After a few minutes on the website, and clicking around and willing to make mistakes, then yeah, things are able to find, but nobody wants to go onto a website, make mistakes, and try to figure out what they're trying to find from that. How many clicks does it take to get somewhere? It's fairly simple. So if we're wanting to go to internet, then we do that. We just have to put in a location, and we're at internet. We're at the packages for Hayes. It's a little misleading because it doesn't just take you to internet. It takes you to internet, TV, phone. It takes you to everything, but it does take you directly to looking at internet first. If you were to do the same thing with TV, wireless, or phone, it would take you to those first, and it would tell you pretty much what you're wanting to look for there. At the homepage of the website, I did cover that earlier. Looking at the homepage is just advertisements. It's nothing that you would want to click on or use when you first came to the page. Everything is Next Tech colors, red, white, black. So there's a lot of eye-catching stuff going on because red is a very attractive color. Um, so when you're trying to find things and you see the scroll bar going by and everything like that, then it can be, a lot to take in. Um, the search bar is not really big. It's actually quite difficult to find if you're not looking for it. It's the search bar icon, and then it gives you a giant search bar that covers up your other options. It does work if you're looking for something. Um, it'll take you to, whatever your search is for TV. Shop for services, again, just needs to have that. And then the layout of the page, I would say it's simple, but it is frustrating because of the constant scrolling. This up here not being standoutish. It's a dark gray with a light gray wording, or if it's a white wording, then it looks very dark. But if you do pan over it like this, you can see that it's gray because the internet TV phone that looks white. The next tick symbol looks white. So the actual icons up there are a slight gray. So it's usable after you know what you're doing, not usable if this is the first time. It is quite easy to scan. Nothing is compact, so when you're trying to figure out where things are at, then again, it's a quick scroll, and boom, everything you need is right there. With a little bit of looking around, scanning, you can check out these other things, and you can pretty much find where you're wanting to go.
I don't know, usability testing for Newegg. And I guess my first criteria is how simple the interface is. The interface is simple enough. It doesn't distract, and it's still pretty elegant. It's got these nice menus and the search bar. And whenever you actually click on something, it has this trail of breadcrumbs for easier navigation. Criteria 2 is how many clicks does it take to get somewhere. Depending on what you're searching for, it doesn't take that many clicks. It takes quite a couple of clicks just to narrow the scope of whatever you're searching for. But it doesn't feel very frustrating because each click has a purpose. Criteria 3, when you're on the website, does it make sense to you? Are you able to identify the objects of the page? Can you return, and also can you return back to the home page easily? It's easy to go back to the home page, always just clicking the logo on the top left. And it's pretty easy to see the purpose of Newegg. It seems to be selling tech stuff, sells computers, tech things like video games, USBs, computer parts, other tech things. That was criteria 3. I don't know. Are you able to find the search bar easily? Yes. Stands out pretty well. And it has this keywords model number or item number that actually kind of helps it. It's very prominent at the very top of the page and hard to miss. It's usually pretty easy to find something that matches what you're looking for fairly quickly. Layout is fine, but is the layout frustrating? Are you forced to search the content to find what's important? layout is fine as far as if you just stick to searching things, whatever you might have in mind. If you're just looking here to see what you might find, you might find it a little bit overwhelming if you're trying to, and you don't know where to start. You would rather, it's quite a lot of things that they have here. And it seems like most of the things that aren't electronics, they don't really have much of them. Or they, I don't know. Well, they specialize in electronics, but they have some other stuff. Like looking for, I guess, this rice cooker. You look through lowest price. You tend to find like 3 or 4 pages of t-shirts, which I didn't even know they sold t-shirts. And there's a bunch of jewelry and a bunch of other stuff. So most of the things that, as long as it's electronics, you probably find it fine. But if it's something different, like appliances or toys or some of this other stuff, I'm not sure about that. Is it easy to scan? I think the way it's set up, it is pretty easy to scan. 4 rows, 4 by 4 rows. Easy to scan these products. And it's easy to filter out whatever you might need. I know that was criteria 6. I guess that's all. You just